Hi guys, Eric Pathy here of Pickdawgz.com with week 13 or 12 of college football this Saturday, the 22nd. Now, I'm a history buff, Al. Do you know what is the significance of we are old. I'm going to hope you know 1122, the significance of 1122. It has nothing to do with sports. We're going off the reservation here. It's an infamous
11/22
it's an
was John
infamous
was John Kennedy assassinated on November 22nd?
bingo, baby. Bingo, baby.
Oh,
And you didn't
I
even
heard
check it.
something.
You didn't even check Google. I am so impressed. A day in infamy. Yes, I was not alive. I was minus 10, 1963. I was born in
Oh, so I
1973.
will I will tell you what I did as a jerky high school kid.
Okay.
It was it must have been November 22nd, 1982 or 83, because I was such a jerk in high school. There was a punk band called the Dead Kennedys.
I'm aware. Oh
And I
shit.
wore a Dead Kennedy shirt on that day because I was an asshole.
You mean before knowing what already happened in the
What
morning
do you,
before you went? Oh, you mean the next day, like on 11/23, you wore
no,
it.
I wasn't alive in 1963. Like I'm saying, like when I was in high school in the 1980s,
Oh,
on
on
the
11/22. Yeah, yeah,
anniversary,
yeah, 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 yeah. Got it,
on the
got it.
anniversary, I wore a Dead Kennedys T-shirt to high school on that day
Um,
because I was a dickhead.
well, if it makes you feel any better, my daughter stole my Dead Kennedys albums.
Okay.
I was looking for him, and she took him to her mother's house. So, but yes, 11/22, 1963, a day in infamy. I just wanted to start off with that. I didn't even think about it till we started recording the video. My mother was she had a bust in when I was growing up in my house of Kennedy. So I was like, I was growing up in that environment, none to say the least. But let me ask you this.
Well,
Somebody met
I do want to. I should apologize to everyone for wearing the T-shirt back in the 80s. That was a very immature thing to do. I shouldn't have done
hey,
that. So,
you were punk rocking it. But listen,
yeah, but
no, you're right. You're right. Let's talk about this. Somebody put a comment on one of the videos. You guys should talk about your records and be transparent. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? All we talk about is our records and transparency. So we're going to do this again if we have to keep doing it. Last week was the worst week that you have had since we launched all access in units.
it's been the worst week in probably 5 or 6 years. So,
Worst week in probably 5 or 6 years, and shit happens. Now, what I'm going to say to all the people out there, and again, you're going to get into the straight records, the straight flat, but I want to, for guys that know the way I run my numbers, when I say 120 units versus 507 units, we had a drawdown. We went from 0 units when we opened up to all access to a high of 717 units. We're sitting right now basically at 600 units. So here's the thing, what you got to understand for all you guys, and we have a lot of crypto traders. Bitcoin was at 120,000 last week. Was at 80,000 earlier today. Markets move. All markets move. For the life of me, I don't know why people have no problem with volatility in the stock market, in the crypto market, and they freak the F out when it comes to sports betting. Because, Al, we're not going to talk about our personal investments here on the channel, but you like to do a little stock market investing, and we know that the stocks go up and the stocks go down. And the last time I checked, I don't hear you ringing me up going, I can't believe the market's down or the market's up. I'm in it for the long term, and that's how you treat your sports. I'll hand it over to you.
the only thing I'm going to say is if you go to Pickdawgz, every single promotion at Pickdawgz, the first sentence says how I did the day before.
Correct.
Every single one. So I'm not being transparent. I mean, every day, I was 0-2 yesterday, or I was this yesterday, or whatever. Like every day, I say exactly how I did the day before. So, that's all I can do. I mean, I'm not, yeah. And yeah, I mean, we had a losing a horrible week the same week a year ago, like that November 16th through the November 20th, we went 16 and 29. Now, I think this last week was a little bit worse than that. But what was the record like coming out of that? I think it was pretty crazy. Like from November 21 through I think New Year's Eve, we were 184 and 110 or something.
Correct.
So we had down 13 games, and then we were up 74 games. Now I'm not pretending that that's going to happen again. If it does, I'll buy everyone a drink in the entire United States. Um, but yeah, I have losing months, 100%. I've had losing seasons before. Um, Hopefully, this won't be one of them.
It's just like, but again, I don't know if you have any insight. Why do you think, and then we'll get to the complimentary selection, and we'll possibly have next week, we'll possibly have a promotion, a Black Friday promotion. Black Friday is literally Black Friday. It's the 1 year anniversary of our good friend Mitchell Wilson passing on the 28th, which is next Friday. Hard to believe it's already been almost a year next Friday. Mind boggling. So in lieu of him, maybe we'll run a discount for you guys. I do, and when I say, buy low, sell high, it sounds like I'm trying to sell you guys, but no, I understand the volatility of these markets. And again, Al, it's one of the things that it does astound me because we have a lot of stock and crypto traders that are clients, and they seem to be the cool cucumbers because they're already in other areas where there's winning and losing on a daily basis. And maybe that's really the trick. If you're in other things, you're not so emotionally affected by losing in sports because you're already in it anyway, if that makes, you know what I mean?
I do. I mean, look, I don't fault anyone for being emotional about it. I get all of that. But it's all I know is the process is the same whether we are winning or whether we are losing. The process is exactly the same, and sometimes the games go well and sometimes they don't, and there's really no rhyme or reason. I mean, when we were whatever it was, what was the record in basketball last year? 551 and 417.
I mean, you
This
were
year,
three. I mean, in college alone, you were 379 and 279, up 100 games.
yeah. I mean, this year in NBA and college basketball combined, everything 54 wins, 53 losses, one push.
Right. Right.
54 and 53. Now, we got off to a decent start. Took a tumble the last several weeks. Combined 54 and 53. I mean, we're down. Some of the bigger plays have lost in college basketball. 9 and 13 on the top plays there. But the top NBA plays, are actually, that's actually what. So we're 54 and 53, but the bigger plays, haven't done great in basketball, which explains, the deficit. In football, we are 141 and 128, and it's very close to being even for the season.
Right. Exactly.
So it's
So again,
basically
there's a,
it's basically college basketball because we're up in the NBA for the season, or we're like basically break even. But we're down.
but think about it. You've said this before, and then we'll get to the complimentary selection. You averaged 650 college basketball games. You've released about 100 of them, so it's like you got
Yeah,
550 games
I
to
mean,
go.
I mean, it could be a lot worse,
Right,
or it could be a lot better. I mean, here's
exactly.
how. I
So
mean, like
I don't, we're not
500
going
games to go.
to
The
listen.
story's just getting started.
The bottom line is that we don't have to talk about it every day, but for all you guys out there with the bullshit comments, and again, I do take issue when you say you guys need to be more transparent. You're not going to find two more transparent guys in this business. Like he said, every single play without the ratings is posted right on the website. And then you can, if you want to know the ratings, you just call me up and ask me, what are the ratings? Like I said, we went from 0 to 717. We're sitting at 600 right now. It sucks. We had a drawdown. But you know what? Same thing with Bitcoin, same thing with the stock market. It goes up and down. It's cyclical. I would rather take the drawdown that we took last week and be up 507 units last year than not have as much variance without the ratings and be up 120 units. Because in the end of the day, when you put those end numbers together, 120 versus 507, I'm taking the 507 all day long. But in order to take the 507, you got to take the fucking heat. Pardon my French. What's the complimentary selection we're looking at this
Oh,
Saturday, in the day of infamy?
yeah, I'm going to look at the Michigan Maryland game.
Man,
You know,
I'm
we
just
talk.
laughing. I'm just laughing because they, everybody. I don't know what side you're going to be on, but I noticed that Ruffalo pouncing all over Maryland's trash. Jays pouncing. They love, and I think it's because they know Costi and I are in Maryland. They just every time they bring up Maryland, like the worst team ever in college football. They're trash. I'm interested to see what you have to say.
Well, I look at this. You know, Michigan is playing Maryland the week before they play their big rival, Ohio State, and teams actually play better the week before a big game. Um, People think, oh, they might be looking ahead. That's not true. Teams play better the week before a big game, and the week before playing the defending national champion, teams have gone 281 and 221 with 16 pushes ATS for 56%. So, of course, that applies to Michigan because they have Ohio State, the defending champ, on deck. And if our team is on the road, as Michigan is versus Maryland, and then playing the defending champ at home the next week, then those teams have gone 77 and 54, including 42 and 18 ATS if they were a road favorite the week before playing the defending champ. We're going to take Michigan minus a 14.
So basically, you're just the same as the rest of the guys on the morning show.
But they could be doing it for a different reason. They could be just
Oh man, I love it. All right, well there you go, guys. Nobody loves my Maryland, my Maryland. Nobody loves my Maryland, my Maryland. But what are we going to do? We're going to lay the 14 with Michigan. You can't be betting with your heart. You got to be betting with your head. Reach out to me for the all access. And as always, good day and good luck.